Good morning. Time to make the coffee. Today's flavor is coconut crumble. It's good. I got it at Ollie's in one of their packs for $20. I think you get 82, something like that, K-cups. It's a pretty good deal. I still have lots of coffee that I want to drink up. I'll probably be stocking up again in the fall, but I do buy coffee in between as well if there's a flavor that I haven't tried. I'll go ahead and buy some. But the big packs I stocked up on around last Christmas time. They had a holiday special with holiday flavors. And then they have also the, it's the Donut Cafe brand. And they have salted caramel, and they have pecan pie, toasted hazelnut. They have a variety of different flavors in there, and they're all good. So coconut crumble is one of my favorites from that pack. I'm not a huge fan of coconut. It depends on what it's in, but like a Mounds bar and stuff like that, I wouldn't, or Almond Joy, I wouldn't like those. They're a little too sweet. But I like baking with coconut flour. That makes good cookies and things like that. But anyway, today's high temperature is going to be 93, and this morning it's pretty cloudy out there, and very overcast, so I imagine that's probably left over from the storms that blew through here yesterday. Boy, did it pour, holy moly, and it poured for a pretty long time, so I won't have to water today either. So that's a perk. So my plan again is to work in the garage. I got sidetracked yesterday. My daughter called and said, come on over for brunch. And it was like, yes, I'm out of here. Sometimes you got to get away from your own stuff. At least that's my opinion. So, anyway, I will probably be staying home today. But you never know. Well, I have to do more in the garage. I'm trying to do sections at a time and organize as I go along. So I've got a good pile of garbage going out tomorrow. And I had a nice, not a huge pile, but a nice pile of donations for the donation people yesterday. And it's just stuff that's gone out of the garage now, and I'm glad. I'm not getting rid of everything in my garage. My garage is kind of a storage, like Diana by the beach said, it's like a hardware store, and that's how mine is too. It's my own personal hardware store, although a lot of times when I need a specific thing, I still don't have it, even though I have a ton of stuff. So, let's give the coffee a taste. Cheers. Oh, I think I got a little something floating in my coffee. Hang on. Oh dear. Come here, you. There we go. All right. I think it was coffee grounds. At least I hope it was. So cheers again. Yeah, that's really good with the chocolate caramel creamer in it. So, yeah, the garage is still a work in progress. I'm trying to put like with like, because there is a lot of stuff out there that I can definitely use, and I've used a lot of it already in the garden this year. So the 90-degree weather is not helping the situation because it's really, really hot. But I do have a front and a back door to to my garage. So if they're both open, at least there's a little bit of airflow going through the garage. So, all right, well, best laid plans of mice and men. I do need to do some house cleaning too at some point. I keep putting that on the back burner. But I try and keep things as neat as possible, but, you know, when you're purging something, it's like it kind of overflows into other areas too. So, all right, I will meet you over there at the budget book. Okay, back at the budget book. Well, yesterday I didn't spend any money, so that's a good thing. Some of the green check marks are catching up to some of the red check marks. So there comes a point where when you're trying to play catch up to get the things that you've been wanting but couldn't get because you had to pay off bills, there does come a point where it levels off and you have all the things that you've been wanting or needing. So that's happened to me in the past before, where I got to the point where it's like, no, I have everything I need. I don't need to spend money now. I'm not quite there yet, but it's getting there. So as I'm purging and cleaning and trying to neaten things up, there have been things that I've needed to buy, and I know that seems like it's kind of counterproductive when you're downsizing, but to me, downsizing doesn't mean just, you know, giving all your stuff the heave-ho and just, you know, having a very bare minimum of things. To me, it means keeping those things that I find useful and that I enjoy, and still making things a little easier on myself. So the way that I'm doing that is rearranging and redoing. Like, for instance, I have a lot of buckets in the garage. And my next big project will be redoing my food stash in the basement. So I have buckets, but I also bought some storage containers and some metal shelves that I want to put together, because right now it's all a hodgepodge down there. You know, it's not cohesive, it's not pleasant to look at, it's not pleasant to go down there and choose your food, because different buckets have a hodgepodge of things in them, and I want to organize that. But in order to do that, the space where I want to put my food, it too has a hodgepodge of different storage things. So for a minimum amount of money, I'm going to make that look more cohesive, so that when I go down there and say, okay, I need a thing of flour, or I need some macaroni and cheese, or I need some pasta, I'll know exactly where it is and where to go. Right now, it's like, well, it could be in this bucket, or it could be in that bucket, and so it's a project to go down there. So sometimes when things don't flow, you tend to not utilize them. You just kind of work around it. So I don't want to do that. And by working around it, it's like, okay, I'm just going to go to the store and buy another box of macaroni and cheese, because I don't want the hassle of going through, 3 or 4 buckets to find the macaroni and cheese. So that's what I'm trying to alleviate and trying to organize, and I think that'll be much better. And sometimes you have to redo something in order to make it work for you. The original idea might not be exactly right, and you might have to experiment with different things in order to make it work for you. At least that's what I find to be true. So anyway, that's the plan, And even in the garage, you know, I may need this or I may need that to organize something, whether that's a clear plastic shoebox or some sort of a bin. Now, I do have extra bins that I emptied from a lot of my Christmas stuff that I downsized the last few years. But my goal is to get clear bins so that I can actually see what's in there rather than have the plastic bins that you can't see through. But for now, I'm just using what I have mostly in the garage, putting it on shelves and trying to make it make sense so that everything is sort of in its own block or in its own zone. That's the way I'm going about organizing my things. So if you have a better idea, let us know in the comments below what it is that you do and what works for you. And we can all learn from each other. So, all right, well, I don't know what I'm going to do today as far as spending money. I still want to get a couple of little solar fountains. The one I had broke, and I had it for, you know, maybe 4 or 5 years. Well, probably about 4 years. And then it broke, so I have a couple of pots that I want to utilize, made them into sort of a DIY fountain, but I need to have solar fountains to put in there because I don't want to have to drag another cord to that part of the garden. I'd rather just have something that's solar. So anyway, the storm knocked out my water fountain again, and now I can't get it to work, so I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if it's some sort of I don't know. But anyway, I have to talk to my handyman about that and see if he can figure out what's going on. But eventually he has to bring back my screen door, and so I'll have him take a look at it. So, all right, that's it from my budget book chat this morning. And I don't know, we'll see what happens with the rest of the day since I'm so easily distracted. I would enjoy doing more other things, but, you know, I gotta keep plugging away at the garage, even if it's only for an hour a day. All right. Well, this morning I'm sitting here in my garage looking around to see what area I want to tackle next. I'm thinking probably over in that area, but there's a cabinet behind all this junk. These are empty boxes that I'm saving for donation and also for the garden to put down under mulch. So those will be gone when I'm done with the garage. But behind the armoire there, I have a cabinet where the mice had made their home, and seems like it was their hub. And so that cabinet will be going to the trash because it's pretty dirty. So I'll be glad to get that out. I'm putting that out on the curb today. It's Wednesday. They're picking up the garbage on Thursday. And our association does not like for garbage to be out on the tree lawn any longer than necessary. So they give you like 24 hours where you can put all your bulk stuff out there. So my grandson will help me move that out to the curb today. And then I can clean back there and do something else because that needs to go. So other than that, so I'll probably work on that area today, and then if I have enough energy left, I'll start working over here. This area has a lot of like plant food and stuff like that that needs to be put on shelves so that I can see what I have and I don't keep buying more and more plant food. I should have enough plant food, hopefully, for the rest of the season. And, you know, start using up some of these things that I gathered when the prices weren't as crazy as they are now. There's still bargains to be had, you know, depending on where you shop. Like, I shop the discount stores. You know, I don't go to any stores that don't offer discounts. I mean, I do shop at Walmart, not exclusively, not that often either, but there's certain things that I like that I can only get at Walmart, so I will buy those there. But I do a lot of shopping at Big Lots and Ollie's and Mark's, and I've gotten some really great stuff there. So that's kind of my garage project for the day. My main focus is to get that nasty cabinet out of there. I don't know, I'll set up something else. What I was thinking was maybe moving the cupboards that I have down and making a little more room and maybe putting the armoire against the wall, but I don't know if I'll be able to get a wide enough space in order to do that. Have to wait and see. But, you know, sometimes when you have stuff, you have to keep moving things around. You have to move this in order to fix that up, and then you have to move that in order to fix that up, and you're like juggling stuff all over the place until they find their permanent home. And it's time consuming. It takes a while, but that's okay. I'm retired, so I can do that. But it seems my house was more organized when I worked. Everything was pristine. Now that I've retired, you know, it's sort of over the years gotten a little bit out of control. But a lot of that has to do with my physical abilities. I just can't do what I used to do when I was younger. You know, when you have fibromyalgia and arthritis and, you know, disc disease and all that, you know, you have limits. You can, that's all there is to it. There's only so much that you can do during a day. So that's why I think a lot of people also make the decision to downsize. At least that's what prompted me to do it, was the fact that I just cannot physically take care of all of it anymore. So, okay, I brought my coffee out here, and I'm just going to sit and think about how I want to go about doing this. So, cheers, and I'll be back in a little bit, and we'll see if I made any progress or what else is going on here in the garage. Here's all the stuff I dragged out that I want to power wash. I have one of those wands that connects to a hose. I'm going to use that. I was going to get rid of this tool bench, but I don't see a reason to do that. Out there by my car is that nasty cabinet that had the mice in it, so I managed to drag that to the curb. It wasn't that heavy, so I didn't need to bother anybody to help me. I would have if I had needed it, but I didn't. So, yeah, all this I'm going to power wash, and then I'm going to put this, because this cabinet is still good. It didn't have any mouse stuff in it at all. So this cabinet, or this toolbox, pardon my mess, I'm going to put in this spot right here, and I keep pulling things out, so it looks way worse than it did before. But it'll fit just right here. So that's where that's going to go. So I have a plan. Oh my gosh, moving all this stuff around is like ridiculous, but it needs to happen. So, and I have another toolbox. I want to go through my tools, but there's a lot of, this is almost empty. There's a few things in there. So the things that I pulled out of a couple of the other cabinets are going to go in there. And then this is actually my good toolbox. I bought that one before I garbage picked the other one. So, yeah, it's a mess. I've got everything pulled out, all the empty boxes and all that stuff. But, you know, you got to crack some eggs to make an omelet. So that's what I'm working on, and tomorrow's garbage day, so hopefully I'll get a lot of garbage out. I know, before you throw your hands up and go, "Oh my God, Ellen," I know. Trust me, I know. It'll get better, I promise myself. I promise myself, yes. Today is an excellent day to play with water since it's going to be 93 degrees. So I have this power washing thing. I've had it for years, and I've just never used it, but it works great. So I'm cleaning my toolbox. I used some of this awesome cleaner with bleach first, and then I'm cleaning these drawers since the mice got in there. So it'll be nice and fresh. So yeah, it's a great day to do some pressure washing, and that's kind of what I'm doing. So I don't know how well that would work on the house, maybe if you sprayed it down with something first, but my house is really tall. So down here it wouldn't be bad, but up there, nah, you couldn't get it clean. So that's why I'm having the power wash people come next week. So, all right, I'm going to carry on with my power washing and cooling off. Kitchen island came today, and this is what it's going to look like. And it's in black with a wood type top. So, but I'm not going to be putting that together for quite a while after I clean up the garage. I have to see, hopefully, fingers crossed, it's going to fit. So I'm just going to take some of the pieces out and hold them up where they're supposed to go. And if that doesn't fit, then I'm going to have to send it back. But this box is really heavy. So, and it's by Ironk, I guess it's called. I'm not sure. And I don't know if it's any good or not, but the price was right. So another project waiting in the wings, but it was necessary. Here's a picture of what the island will look like. Well, I'm sitting here taking a little break, a nice cold drink. I'm trying to make sure I get enough liquid to stay hydrated. So a company a while back reached out to me, and they sent me this really nice neck fan. And it's got 3 speeds. And it charges with a USB, and it's really nice to have if you're trying to keep cool. It's got the on-off, and you push it however many times. It's low, medium, and high, and off. So, very nice. So I'm going to keep myself cool. There it is. There we go. And another thing that you can do to keep cool is put one of those, either a wet towel, or they make those, they're sort of a spongy material that you wet with cold water and put it around your neck if you don't have a lot of air conditioning, and you can use the two together. I've done that in the past too. So there we go. So that'll keep me cool while I'm sitting here taking my break, and then I'm going to get back to doing a little bit more with the pressure washer, because there's other things that need to be cleaned. And it's a perfect day for playing in the water. Even if it sprays out the sides, it's much appreciated. So these are not expensive either. Hopefully I can find the email that they sent me, and I'll try to remember to put a link below so that if you want your own, you can order it on Amazon. All right. Well, this is going to be the last project of the day. I'm going to power wash this chair so I can set it up in the garage and sit in it. Be a little bit more comfortable than sitting on a stool while I'm cleaning the garage. A couple more drawers I need to clean. These things I'm going to use for my produce when I harvest things. They're nice to just be able to wash things in. So, it's getting too hot. I've got my neck fan on and my wet towel. So let me show you what I put back together. The cabinet. Well, I got the toolbox put back. It's empty. I got this cabinet put on top of it. It wasn't dirty with mouse stuff. And then I put all these drawers up here. And I'm going to store out-of-season things because I need a ladder to get up there. So these are empty. These have extra outlet covers. Well, my neighbor just stopped by, so I think I was saying I'm going to put out-of-season things up here, like my plant nannies and things. Right now, these are empty. So, and this is empty, but I have plenty of things that will go in there to store. And then this cabinet, I just have, on this shelf, I have all my pumps, my pond pumps and things. I didn't realize I had so many, and I bought more, but I do still need to get a solar fountain, because I don't have those. These are just regular pond pumps, different sizes. These are cloths to cover your plants in case there's a frost. And these came with the city pickers. They're the mulch covers that I really don't use. But down the road, I may just end up using those when I don't plant so much anymore. So I'm going to hang on to those, and maybe for future me. I know they say, oh, you shouldn't do that, but you know, I don't want to go buy new ones when they're brand new. That's silly. If I have the space, then I'll store it. So anyway, that is my cleaned up. I am so glad I got this corner cleaned. This was just so gross. Ugh, and everything was so dirty. So now I have more room here. I have more room here, even though the boxes are going to be going here until I get them down for the mulch. But yeah, much, much better. So, okay, I'm going to do the chair, and then that is it for me today. No more. I've reached my maximum. Well, that was a long day in the garage. I started when it was cooler and finished when it was really hot. But pressure washing made it a little bit cooler, and I managed to stay cool with my neck fan and my, I don't know, what do you call those things? Those spongy, I don't know what you call them. Anyway, I did manage to stay relatively cool, but I went in the house every now and then and made myself a nice cold drink, which I have iced tea right now. That's always good. So, another big project done. I was not looking forward to that at all, because I knew it was going to be gross, and it was. So, but that cabinet is out at the curb, and I did manage to wrestle it out there by myself. Sometimes I purposefully will do something myself. Not that I want to hurt myself or anything like that, but I don't want to become so weak that I can't do anything anymore. So sometimes I challenge myself with things, And yeah, sometimes I pay for it for a couple days, but I don't go crazy to the point of, you know, where I hurt my back or anything like that. At least I try not to. It does get sore, but, you know, a lot of people my age have back issues, so, but I just don't want to get to the point where I'm so weak that I can't do anything. So I do ask for help if I need it, but first I try doing it myself to see if I can do it. And then if I can't, well, then I can't. But sometimes I can do things. It takes me forever and a day to get it done, but you know, I still try and do the best I can. Sorry if this is wiggling a little bit, but I have it right between my feet here. So, but anyway, I'm so glad that part is done. So tomorrow I'll move on to another area and straighten that out. And I'm real happy with the way things are coming together. And I thought in the toolbox I will put some tools, but in some of it I'm going to put some of my winter sewing things so that when the time comes, then I can actually just go out there and easily access it, because last year it was all tucked away and was behind something else, and it was just a pain. Well, actually it was this year, this winter. So, this past winter. So I want to make that easy to get to so that when the time comes to do the winter sewing, I can get that done right away. So, all right, my friends, oh, I am done. I just had myself a treat. I had some ice cream and some birthday cake that my grandson brought home from the other grandma's side, and it was good. So, all right, my friends, I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. It helps my channel grow. Don't forget to share, and thanks for watching.